Welcome back to another episode of the After Hours Podcast. I'm your host, Francisco. Co-host today, I have Daniel March, and we are joined with Evgeniy Tolmachev from Mr.Tolmach in Russia, I believe, correct?
Yes. Hello, everybody.
What's going on? How are things in the Eastern European right now?
Honestly, to say, I don't know, because I'm in Ukraine now, and it's just small part of another Europe.
For sure. So you're pretty popular on YouTube for your channel, Mr. Tolmach. How did you get started in the YouTube channel?
Oh, it was like, I want to show my job to other people. Just one idea.
Yeah. And I saw in the comment section, it was really cool how like you're able to show what it is that you do, but you're also able to show it to like, I think there was someone from Italy who wasn't very fluent in English, and like he was able to watch your channel, and like by watching that he was able to kind of relate his experience to your experience and get better at the craft while also like learning English in the process.
Yeah. I use really simple English, and actually I speak it always. When I decided to make a YouTube channel, I was kind of sure about I should to make it in English, because it helps me too.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, you get to expand your vocabulary in another language, and I would imagine you're able to connect with more people because the English is pretty prominent no matter where you are in the world. So that's pretty great.
Yeah.
When you're recording your videos, where are you mostly recording at?
Oh, for now it's different places, many different places. But most of all, I'm recording now in the restaurant and bar of my best friend, Nazar Makarov. He is a bar manager in the full bar in Kiev and the Barvi restaurant in Kiev. So I now I don't work now in the restaurants or bars just for whiskey company and in the internet, of course. So I need a platform to record. So I have it with my friend.
Nice. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I think so. At least I don't need to buy alcohol,
Right. Do you have any favorite bar that you've worked at?
Of course, it's City Space Bar, the best bar in my life.
How was working there?
For that moment, it was like a dream, which exists in my life, which is real. Now, I think it's, of course, not so sweet, but of course, even now, I with pleasure work some shifts there, and we will make cocktails, of course. But on that moment, it was something unbelievable, because I just come in Moscow. And I was like a student, I was 22 years old. And before it, I was living in Siberia, in a country or in the city about 100,000 people living there. So I was working in simple restaurant, in simple bars, and I am in Moscow. And this bar was on the 32nd place of the best bars in the world. So it was like huge,
That's really impressive. Did you have a lot of people recognize you that went to the bar, recognize you from the YouTube channel?
Of course. Every day I got messages and comments, and somebody even called me. And all these people ask me about our profession, and they ask me to give them advice or express their support, or just to thank me because I was like motivator for them, And of course, YouTube channel brings me a lot of new contacts and.
Absolutely. Have you ever ran into any famous actors or athletes?
You mean, did I make a cocktail for them or what?
Yes, like Alexander Ovechkin.
It's our hockey player, yeah? Hockey.
Yeah.
Yeah, Frankie loves hockey.
Oh, I love hockey. Yeah.
I was born in the Norilsk city. It's north part of Siberia. Siberia is it's kind of big, and there are places in the north and also in the south. So I was born in the north, where it's really cold, and one single play for guys in the from our building was hockey. we haven't any special devices, at least a little ball or I don't know how to say shaiba on the English. I always were playing in the hockey in the childhood.
That's awesome.
But cocktails I were making for not so famous people, but many of them were pretty rich. Of course, they were businessmen and mostly businessmen, because city space bar in the hotel, and people who stay in there often were kind of businessmen.
Okay.
Right. Yeah.
Do you have any favorite cocktail that you like to make?
I love all of them. Always, people ask me this question, and I always answer them the same things. That all cocktails, every cocktail has, it's hard to explain on English my philosophy, but I believe that every cocktail should deserve the attention and your time to try to understand and to decide love you it or not. So I don't advise people just one cocktail because I love it. I always speak about what my guests want.
Yeah.
I love many cocktails. Daiquiri, it's one big love. Also, old-fashioned Sazerac. I love French 75. It's one of my lovely aperitivo cocktail. Also, I love Rusty Nail, Boulevardier, of course. It's kind of trend in the Ukraine now. Boulevardier, Negroni, of course. Many cocktails. Mostly they are classic.
What do you think the most important thing is in making a cocktail?
The cocktail should be liked by your guest. That's all.
Fair enough.
I was looking at your recent YouTube videos, and the dark Long Island iced tea looks incredible. Like I really want to try that or make it myself. I don't know, but
yeah, going off of that, like what you said about how every cocktail is your favorite, like every cocktail I've seen you make, just, there's Long Island, but literally every cocktail I've seen you make, I'm just like, wow, I really want to drink that.
Of course, there are many bad cocktails in the world, but I don't know them.
I mean, you get pretty creative with it, so.
Maybe for somebody it's creativity, but for me it's just experience. So many times I try to make something new, and all these tries brings me to inevitable deductions, like what to do to make a nice drink, nice cocktail.
Is it true that Russians love vodka?
Of course. Of course. But, for last maybe years, at least 5, maybe even 8 years, young people, and people who can allow it to to himself. Yeah, I mean, because of money. Yeah, they trying to drink import drinks like rum, whiskey, and more people becoming understand in the foreigners alcohol, like gin, for example, and vodka remains alcohol for masses, for people, for simple people from who work on the manufacturers, yeah, and like real men.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the working men.
Yeah, like hard workers, even.
For sure.
Mm-hmm.
For sure.
When you start making a video, what all goes into creating the video?
So my philosophy in many spheres of my activity sounds like 20% of what you're doing can bring you 80% of good results. And last 20% of results, if you want to achieve them, you need to work more 80% of your activity, it's like of law of Pareto. And in this sphere, in YouTube creation, video creation, I also use this rule, and I don't plan any scenario, I just ask bartender behind the bar what ingredients they have, what syrups or juices or cordials, and which alcohol also on the shelves. And then I just create something, and 5 minutes before recording enough for me to make a video with one recipe. If I make 5 cocktails at once, like last one, of course I need a little bit more time, about 25-30 minutes for preparation. Yeah, mm-hmm. That's all. And I believe that this like flow, like easy attitude, okay, to mm-hmm. all what I do helps me and show people that I'm not nervous, I'm not like actor, so I'm simple and I can make mistakes and so on.
100%. Yeah. Do you have a favorite YouTube video that you've made?
Well, maybe that one which collect most views and likes and money.
Yeah.
When you're recording, do you use a GoPro camera? Like, how do you record the point of view that you're making cocktails?
Yeah, my first camera was GoPro 3 Plus, something like that. Mm-hmm. And now I'm using Sony X3000, and I like it much more than previous. Previous one was really old so far, and between these two cameras, I also had one Xiaomi, but it was like a shit, really. So microphone was not good, and but now with Sony, you can see all videos recording with this camera, and the sounds pretty good, and the picture, it's colorful, and so on.
Yep. Your most popular YouTube video is the City Space Bar Archive 2013. It's pretty cool. It's you whipping up some cocktails. Looks pretty good so far. Yeah.
Yes, but
7 different drinks. That's crazy.
One of the comments I've noticed someone said in one of the videos is how not only do you make really good drinks, but also you take care to not just make a mess out of everything. Like, you're throwing stuff away, you're putting stuff back where it belongs. So it's like something that the whole staff of wherever you're working at, like they're going to appreciate that. And then whenever people are watching that, they appreciate that too, because they see you're setting a higher standard. So that's really cool.
Yeah. For somebody, it's really higher standard. For somebody not, I also have a criticism between the comments. So I understood everybody, and I'm not saying that. See, I'm good. I work so good. No, I'm just doing it like I just used to do it, and that's all. So, and I suppose that if even small part of people who watch this video, and if they were bartenders, and if they take something useful for them, and their job will be easier for them. So my deal is done.
Yeah. And I've also noticed that you are very responsive in the YouTube comments. You're always getting back to people who comment or leave questions. And I'm sure that probably takes up a good amount of time because there are a lot of comments. But that's a really cool thing. I noticed that you tend to do a lot.
Yeah, I'm trying to do it always, but sometimes, and the last time also, it's more and more difficult. But I put the heart, and it means that I read these comments. So this way helped me to understand how many comments I saw, and if the heart not put it, so I understood. So I need to read this message.
Yeah. Another thing I noticed in the comment section, a lot of people refer to you as the Spider-Man of cocktails. Have you seen any of those comments?
It's funny.
Yeah.
I know why they speak so, why they tell so. I think if these guys work at least 5 years behind the bar as me, they will be, like Batman, Spider-Man, and Catwoman also.
So how did you first get into the food and beverage industry?
As a bartender, I began to work when I was 19. And before it, I was working as a waiter for about 2 years at row. So I was moving from my city, which is kind of 100,000 people. Yeah, I moved on from there to a city bigger in the Siberia, the city called Krasnoyarsk. And it was about 1 million of people there living, so it's a big city. So I was working like a waiter in the simple place, like McDonald's. All I need to do is to clean the tables. And when I was working there, I also learning stuff about alcohol, about restaurants, and only I got 18 years old, I got a new job in the restaurant. So there also about 1 year about like waiter, and then I asked my manager to make me to charge me like as a bartender. Yeah. So it was an Italic restaurant in the Siberia, but it was really good place for beginning. I got a lot of information about all of this from there. Yeah.
And then after that, is that when you moved to Russia?
I was working in the Siberia in the Krasnoyarsk city for 4 years. 4 years.
Okay.
So I changed this place for another restaurant, and then one more, and all those places were kind of best in the city. And when I was 22, I decided to move to Moscow. and I had some money, so I kind of I saved up some money and buy a flight to Moscow with my brother. And when we already moved to Moscow, then I work also in some restaurant, and after that restaurant, I go to City Space. So City Space was like changeable, game change level for me. Yeah.
Oh yeah, game changer.
And then fast forwarding to now, I noticed you also are a brand ambassador for, I'm probably going to pronounce this wrong, but Aukenstoshen single malt whiskey.
Almost right. Aukenstoshen.
Okay. Aukenstoshen.
Yes, Aukenstoshen and Courvoisier cognac also. Yes, I'm a brand ambassador of these two beautiful brands in Ukraine. Do you like whiskey or cognac?
I love whiskey. I'm drinking some scotch right now, actually.
What is it?
It is Louder Scotch.
I don't know that type.
It's a more affordable scotch.
Okay. Yeah, Aukenstoshen, I love this brand. So when I know that company searching and looking for ambassador, so I decide to try it. And it's first my job on this position. So before I was like bar manager and bartender. Yeah, brand ambassador, it's a good continuation for any bartender.
And what got you started with Aukenstoshen single malt whiskey?
So all I did is to write message to the girl who was a manager in the importer of this whiskey. So they posted they make posts about vacancy of brand ambassador, and I message them. Yeah, and they answer and invite me for interview. So then was about 3 interview with her, with 2 general managers, and then they just gave me the job. That's all.
Okay.
If you weren't running your YouTube channel, what would you be doing right now?
I think the most important thing is just to do something, because many people love planning. They love thinking about what they will be doing. They love build these, dreams. Instead, you need just begin to make something. If you have a simple camera, film right on it. Don't wait for best gadgets, and so on. You need just decide what you want to show, and if people who can be interested with it will be, so your channel will have them. Yeah, guys, I'm sorry for my English. I hope you understand everything what I say.
Yeah, you're good.
If not, just let me know, okay?
Oh no, you're good. I'm following.
Okay, thanks.
What's your favorite part about running the YouTube channel?
I'll say banal words, and maybe you will think so too, but what I really love is gratefulness from people. I always, when I read that somebody tell me that I impressed somebody, and I was like that game-changing moment for somebody, always it's biggest pleasure for me. So if not banal words, then of course it's money. Yeah, it gives me some money. It's not so much. It's not so big as I want, but this money can provide me some vital vital stuff, you know. Yeah, so these two things, of course, grateful from people, and as a result of it, some money.
Absolutely. Is there anything you wish you would have known before starting the YouTube channel?
I think that if you want to show something to other people, you should do it well. You don't need to be perfect, but you don't need to be worst. Yeah? And any activity which you show should be pleasant for eyes. You know, people should see it and think, "Oh, it's good. It's pleasant for my eyes." You know.
Yeah. Do you have any future plans?
Yeah, I think you know about my Patreon channel, yes?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So this addition to my YouTube, this was unreachable without YouTube channel for me. And it gives me also some money, and also it gives even more usefulness to people who want it. And I want to explore, make it bigger. Yeah. And for now, I have some plan about theory of bartending knowledges. If all my videos now showing the result, showing the cocktails, and Patreon showing the ingredients for cocktails, you know, and the third layer will be about psychology, about communication, motivation, and all these things which famous bartenders speak on the stage, you know. So I want to make something similar.
Absolutely.
Is there any advice that you'd like to give to anyone wanting to get more involved with being a bartender or getting better at mixing cocktails?
Yes, I think if you really decide to become bartender, if you really want to achieve some difficult goals in this business, first of all, you need to forget about everything on this world, in this world. I mean, forget about your education in the institute. You know, you need to forget about hobbies, which takes a lot of time. Yeah, you need to dive, submerge, hold your mind in this job, in this world, and to spend pretty good time. I mean, about few years, maybe 3-5 years, to speak only about your job, to read only about your job, work, looking, researching, everything researching. And know more people from this sphere. And if you will do it correctly, yeah, you will be the greatest bartender in the world.
Well said.
I love it. Yeah.
I got some off-topic questions. If you're cool with that, Dan.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Please.
First off, well, you're experimenting with a lot of cocktails. So, what would you say is your hangover recipe?
Hangover. Okay.
Hangover, you have a couple too many drinks one night, and the next morning you don't feel very good.
Yes, of course. Honestly, I don't recommend people, my guests in the bar, to drink alcohol on the next day after drinking. Yeah, after party.
Good advice.
I don't recommend. But if people really want, if my guests ask me no advice but cocktail, or something for hangover, of course it will be something like Bloody Mary. Maybe it will be not so alcohol in there,
More tomato juice.
Yeah, again, before I don't think it's good idea.
Right.
But it will be, of course, salty. It will be, of course, like liquid food. I'll put some more celery in it in the blender, and maybe
Right.
and maybe I'll take fresh tomato instead of tomato juice from pack.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe even like put in some non-alcoholic vodka.
I think they'll notice it. So this one. Oh, if guests want something else, something another, maybe stronger, then I'll take vodka infused with horseradish and mix it with dry vermouth. And I'll give to it some olives with pickles, something like that.
Okay.
How is the horseradish infused spirit?
How to make it?
Yes.
Just take vodka, horseradish, merge them in proportion you want. I don't know which horseradish you have. Fresh, it's dried, how spicy it is. So you always need to experiment. Take a little part of vodka, 50 grams of vodka, a little slice of horseradish, merge it and leave for an hour. Okay, try it.
Okay.
And then understand what you need change.
All right, I'm gonna try that. That sounds good.
Yeah, it's easy.
What is the most thrill-seeking thing that you've ever done?
Maybe marriage.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm joking. I think the craziest thing. Actually, I was jumping with parachute, even with I don't know how it's like when without parachute, but with a thing which connected to your legs, and from the bridge.
Oh,
Bungee jumping?
yeah.
Yeah, bungee jumping. Yes, I was jumping from 150 meters high. Yeah. It was like about 4 seconds of free, downing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds terrifying.
But I can't say that this is craziest thing. Now, from my point of view, I think the craziest things were when I was 18 and 19, when I was drunk all weekend. So I think this is craziest.
I can't get over the horseradish infused vodka still. I'm still amazed. Do you infuse vodka with anything else that's like pretty non-traditional?
When I first time came to City Space Bar, I was passing by the fridge with glass door, and I was looking through this door and saw about 50, maybe 70 little bottles from San Pellegrino. San Pellegrino mineral water, little bottles. Yeah. And there was hundreds of these bottles, and on any of these bottles were little label and some writings. And then after a few days, I know that I knew that all these bottles were experiments of one of bartenders who take vodka, for example, 10 bottles with vodka and 10 different herbs or 10 different fruits or vegetables. Yes. And every bottle were like 100 mils of vodka and a little stick of, cinnamon. And another was cucumber. And third was like cilantro, And while I was working there, these bottles were only more and more and never less, So, yes, I tried many different infusions, but I already forgot all their tastes, so always need to experiment.
Mm-hmm. I can imagine you guys probably got pretty crazy on it. You guys had like rosemary and thyme and like, I don't know, like
everything,
lavender, like crazy stuff,
Yes. First, you use everything reachable, available for you in the kitchen, in the bar. Then you begin to bring on the job from markets, from home.
What was your favorite, if you can remember? I know it was probably a little while ago.
I really love white rum infused with kaffir lime leaves.
Okay.
It's my favorite, really. It's easy to make. Just take one bottle of rum, liter or 700 mils, and put 3-4 leaves of kaffir lime there for a few days, and then separate it. So it's excellent ingredient for daiquiri itself. Yeah.
Nice. Okay. Another thing I'll try.
Yeah. If you will change lime juice with yuzu juice, yeah, with yuzu.
What is that?
Yuzu. You don't know yuzu?
Yuzu.
Yuzu. It's Japan sort of citrus fruit, which combine lime and lemon,
Yeah.
Yuzu.
Okay.
It's expensive fruit from Japan, and you can buy juice. I'm sure you can in your city. So just instead of lime juice, use yuzu juice, and instead simple sugar syrup, make lemongrass syrup. Lemongrass, and so you'll have lemongrass. It's citrus aromas. Yuzu juice, citrus aroma, and your rum will be citrus with these kaffir lime leaves. So you'll have Asian daiquiri. It's one of my favorite cocktail.
Yeah, that sounds delightful. I'm definitely gonna have to try that.
Yeah, it's amazing. These cocktails were created by one bartender, which were guest bartender in the city space. So we had many bartenders in city space, like guest bartenders. Every 2-3 months, we had somebody from Europe, Asia, even America also. Some guys from Dead Rabbit come to city space. So, and every of them made cocktail especially for city space, and then we leave it in the menu, and still you could find these cocktails in the menu of city space bar.
That's awesome. Did you say Dead Rabbit? You had bartenders come from Dead Rabbit over to space, the Space Center?
Yes. Somebody was I don't remember the name of guy. He was a big guy with beard, and he was shaking with one hand. Yeah. I already don't remember all those bartenders. It was like 30 bartenders for 5 years.
Sheesh.
Yeah, you could see the videos on the YouTube. All these bartenders, almost all these bartenders were filmed by our team. So we invite them and made films for them, clips like for YouTube.
Is there anything that you notice different about how Americans drink or prepare cocktails?
No, not so. I know not so much about American bars, at least because I wasn't there. But what I know from internet, from guys like you, and that's all.
All right.
I know that America is a real native land for cocktail, but now it's not a capital. Capital in the Europe now.
Mm-hmm.
I know that you American bartenders not so care about, not you certainly, yeah. I mean, actually, American bartenders not so care about right recipes or not right recipes, but about this bar stuff and beautiful moves, techniques. It's not so for you, but right recipes, making fast, and that's all.
I could see that. I understand.
Yeah.
It's all about how many drinks you can prepare, how many you can put down.
Yes, of course. It's also all about the place where you work. If these 5-star hotels, it's one style of work. If it's a pub, on the corner, so it's different.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Every establishment's different.
I do think there are definitely establishments out there in America, I think, that are worth giving a look, though, for sure, where they're definitely spending a lot of time. But then there definitely are some bars where it may be more about, just getting the drink and drinking it and seeing how much you can drink. There's a fair share of both, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Yes, probably yes.
Evgeniy, do you have any ghost stories or paranormal stories?
I think no. Actually, okay. I am normal guy.
Is there like a lot of ghost stories in the area that you live?
When I was a child, yeah, I know a few. But now I understand that this bullshit.
Fair enough.
Maybe you in America have ghosts, but here in Slavic world, in my Slavic world, yeah, people in Ukraine, in Russia, they actually are very, very superstitious. Yeah, but not me.
Fair enough. All right. So I think we're probably going to start to wrap it up. Do you have any final thoughts? Any last things you'd like to say before we wrap up?
Or questions for us?
Yes.
Questions for you? Yeah, I have. Mm-hmm. What is your listeners? Who are these people?
Most of our listeners are in the food and beverage industry, so owners of bars, restaurants, nightclubs, breweries, distilleries, any of those businesses. We have most of our listeners coming from there.
Okay. So for they listen your podcast for their job, as I understood, or for fun also.
Yep.
Yeah.
So learning from other people in the industry and how they run their business, and then hopefully take away some ideas or some advice that they've learned throughout their experience.
Yeah, nice. I hope I help as I can to somebody from these people, and really we'll think that my deal done.
No, I mean, you brought a very, unique perspective. We haven't interviewed anybody from Eastern Europe, so it's been a pleasure, and I really appreciate you coming on the show.
Yes, for me too. Big pleasure. Thank you guys for inviting me, and hope we'll speak some more time.
Yeah,
absolutely. Where can people find you on YouTube or social media or website or anything that you want to promote, or Patreon?
Oh, no, everything I also already said. So, Mr. Tolmach, you can Google and get everything you'll find by this world. Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Evgeniy. Appreciate it.
Thank you, guys.
All right, After Hours Nation, we hope you enjoyed today's episode. If you'd like to stay updated, you can check out our site at afterhourscast.com. Don't forget to tune in next Tuesday morning for our next episode. After Hours Nation, stay thirsty, my friends.